What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this, man. Kanye West under scrutiny for the White Lives Matter shirts he came out with. Him and Candace Owens was wearing. A lot of black people was offended by that. They definitely didn't like it. They think it was a spit in their face and a disappointment based upon the things we have experienced, suffered, and went through over the years and all the tragedy that came behind the movement behind the Black Lives Matter. A lot of people have been asking me, how you feel about it, Truth? What you gonna say? Because everybody want to know what I think, what I feel, what's up with me. Because I'm Battle Truth. This is where they come to get the real truth, and this is where they come and get it at. How do I feel about this? First of all, let's make one thing clear. Kanye West is not right in the head, and people never take that into consideration when he do things. They want to give him the same they want to give him the same uh, punishment as though a person who was sane would get as a result of doing the same thing. And I don't think you can really do that when it comes to him, because he done a lot of things crazy in his life. And everybody knows psychologically he is literally off balance. And I think he personally is probably one of the biggest trolls in the world. But at the same time, I think he misunderstood on a lot of things also. Because certain things he say, it makes sense. Certain things he say, it don't make sense. Like any person, I think he's a functioning retard to some degree. I know people who got mental illnesses and suffer with things psychologically, but they still can function. That's what I think about him. I know he off balance, but I know he can function at the same time, but he's not all the way there neither. Okay? Um, I personally believe the White Lives Matter shirt was a bit too was a bit wrong, because that's something you don't do. Even if you don't like I'm gonna keep it real. I don't like the Black Lives Movement people or what they been doing and things like that. And I know the scandal behind that a lot. I know that. But I'm accepting of it as a result of being black. That even though I'm for all colors, all people, I know we have a problem. Okay? We have a problem. And we're not going to fix our problem. See, I'm also realistic to that too, because I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. I know what the Bible say. The Bible ain't never been wrong. It ain't gonna be proven wrong now, and I know it's real. And the Bible is clear. Only God can fix and change the heart. And if you ain't got God in your life, I don't care who you are, what color you is, what you do. That's the problem with mankind. Sin is the problem. Okay? Now, you can paint it black, you can paint it white, but at the end of the day, it's sin. Sin just need, here's the thing. If a person is hateful, he will use any excuse available just to justify him hating. So if show me one nice person that's racist, you'll never find that. Because all racist people is angry and they hate. They not hateful because they racist. They hateful and become racist as a result of being hateful. So racism is just a crutch to use to justify the hate that they already have. Okay? And that's for anybody that's racist and hate. You just need an excuse or a label to call it what you are to justify you doing it. Now, I know according to the Bible, like it tells us, you ain't gonna never never have this unity where people come together as one in this day and age where sin is ruling. This only get put under control when Jesus Christ come back and return in these last days we live in, that we waiting for right now, that we will see in our lifetime. Until then, all this other stuff, we just talking. Kanye West, the news today. Next week, somebody else, the next news, depending on how foolish they do. And we got billions of people in the world, so it's always going to be somebody doing something stupid whose story out top somebody else's story. Kanye West is just the news for today. The news for today. But remember, it's these same people who going up against Kanye that got knowledge of Gucci and all that type of stuff when they was going against black people doing the black faces. These guys still wearing Gucci. Still wearing Gucci, even though Gucci was making clothes derogatory, demeaning, racist towards blacks, and they still talking about Gucci bags and Gucci shoes and Gucci this and Gucci that, still wearing them and purchasing the stuff. Kanye West wore shirts called like White Lives Matter. Yeah, I think that was terrible. I think it was bad marketing strategy. I think it was terrible. But I also able to recognize this Kanye West. Okay? And Kanye West, he ain't innovative to the point that people follow him. People don't be following him. He ain't the energy of the black community. He ain't the energy of the white community. Everybody know he crazy. That's a fact. I think people extra motivated to go at him to draw attention to themselves. When you're seeing all the stuff going on in this world, like all the stuff you can talk about, all the people that's doing stuff worse than him, all the black people that come, what? Come on, stop it, man. I think it was foolish what he did because, again, at a time where the Black Lives Matter movement have generated attention to the cares and concerns of African Americans, I don't think you do this to try to pour water on the fire that the Black Lives Matter has attracted as a result of the crimes that were committed against black people. And then you like, white lives matter. Like, come on. We know white lives matter. We know all lives matter. But this is like a derogatory, direct, immediate hit against the black community. And of course, you can do something like this because you black. And this where like this is what's crazy. Because when movements like this arise, just like the Black Panther movement, and you always use your own kind to tear it down because another race can't tear it down. It's not as effective. In fact, it makes it grow stronger. But you use your own kind to tear it down every time. You know. Now I listened to his explanation of why he did it, and I didn't like what he was talking about. Even though we know he got half white kids and things like that, he never used them as a reason of why he did that. That would have made more sense to say, hey, I got white children, so white lives matter too. Even though that's just a conversation to have in the home. That's not something to, well, we going to go against them by saying white lives matter. So now you're causing racial tension. You're causing an uproar because if you see somebody white wearing a white lives matter and they crossing past a black person, it's just asking for attention to cause strife and contention. And that was very stupid and foolish for him to do something like that. And then he bringing up God and talking about Jesus. God, no person in God who know God will move like that, will act like that, will do something like that. That is very foolish. That is terrible. And stop trying to bring up God to justify such a stupid, foolish thing that you did. Like that's just stupid. And then he's so bitter and he's so scorned and you know what I'm saying? He's so unhappy within himself. And this is a prime example of how you can have all that money and just be unhappy with yourself. He very miserable. He got a very heavy, depressing spirit. It just seems like he just cry every day. Like he just cry every day. And I mean, it's bad, man. It's bad. And I think people really need to hold that brother up in prayer and pray for him, man, because that brother ain't right, man. Something ain't right about that brother, man. And it's obvious. It's obvious. This ain't something that's being swept under the rug and not on the radar. You could literally see there's something wrong with this brother, man. Something is really wrong with that dude. And hold on, I'm almost done. And it can be fixed if he actually trusted in God more, like he said. If he really trusted in God more, and then see that's what I mean. Like he just reckless, man. Nobody can tell him nothing, so he can't be controlled. This is another reason why I don't believe his God confession, because God don't work like that. God needs to know you can be trusted, that he can control you to the point where you can be controlled. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like he reckless. He reckless. He have a unruly spirit. You know what I'm saying? And God deal with people he can trust, that he know. Like he say, obedience is better than sacrifice. I don't see no obedience in Kanye West. But I do know God can change anybody. God can fix anybody. And he on the right path by going to church, being with God. But he's so unruly. He got an unruly spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? And when you got that attitude where nobody can tell me nothing, I can do whatever I want to do. And then I saw him on Drink Champs. They making them drink and all this stuff like that. Like, come on, bro. Like, he got an unruly spirit, man. So I ain't surprised by nothing he say, but I ain't taking him serious neither. I ain't taking him serious neither, and I ain't surprised by nothing he say. So when people's trying to say, well, we gonna cancel Kanye West, I wouldn't cancel that brother. You have to pity that brother. You don't cancel the brother because, first of all, y'all can't cancel him anyway. The guys who talking about canceling him, this man is way bigger than all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, really? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Big brother, you just gotta pity that brother, man. Come on, man. Kanye West ain't one of them type of persons you wanna hurt or you should hurt. That's not him. You just got to know, like, man, I hate to see that brother like that, man. That brother going through something. That brother really, really got some issues in his life. For the most part, he ain't been right since his mama died. Like, and it's like you can see it, man. You could just see it, man. You know. And when he was talking about the White Lives Matter thing, he didn't even bring up his kids at all, and that's why he did that. So that would have been the scapegoat. That would have been the way out. So he did it just because he knew it was going to draw a strike attention. You know. I personally believe that they didn't do things right to get the success they needed when dealing with the police and things like that to get things changed. I think a little positivity came out of it, but they didn't capitalize the most off of it because they deceived the people with information that should have been presented to actually show what the problem was. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't a black thing for the most part. It was a problem, period. What do I mean by that? White people were killed at a double rate than black people when it came to police killings and things like that. But they didn't put that out there. They didn't put them numbers out there. We live in a white country. We live in white America. It was more white people that was killed by police than black people. White people doubled the numbers. So what they should have been pushing, instead of pushing colors, they should have been pushing the problem. The problem, period, with the police killings. Not it's a black thing, because it's not a black thing. But then the people say, well, they double our numbers, so that's obvious. It don't matter, but we still talking about lives. And we are addressing the problem. You can't say if the police killed 200 black people in 2020, but they killed 500 people in 2020. Forget the 500 white people they killed, because they killed 200 black people. But they killed 500 white people. Put the numbers together and show the problem. They killed 700 people last year. This problem need to be fixed and addressed. They didn't do that. They made it exclusive to nationality rather than addressing the nation with the problem. To get more white people on board, to get more black people on board. They didn't do that. By putting the color on it, you automatically now makes it segregated, which makes it division, which makes it problematic, which makes it now a wrestling match rather than addressing the problem. So, how I feel about it, and it's Kanye West. Everybody know that man ain't got it all. Come on, man. Come on. We talking about the same man who bought a house right next door to his wife after she left him, just so he could spy in on her to see who she was laying down with, who coming in front of her house, who pulling up at her house. Come on, man. That's Kanye West.